YouTube and Kick are now gone. So I might have to restate it. Welcome to Melzworld Live. I'm Ramel Otis. Today is April 8th, 2025. 2 days before property taxes are due. So if you haven't paid them, make sure you do. Yes, thank you for joining us. I know it's about 6 minutes late. I apologize. I was watching a monologue about how John Mulaney tried to book Bone Thugs and Harmony for his TV show. All right, well, yesterday was an absolute banger of a day. There's a lot going on, a lot of activity, a lot of work to do, and I feel like I'm behind, oddly. 12 days before the concert, so the concert's on the 20th. I haven't devoted one iota of time to memorizing tracks, and I really feel like I need to. It's incredibly critical, otherwise I'm the idiot on stage. The concert is at 83% funding, so it moves along. It has 17% to go, but it has 12 days. It'll be interesting to see how close they get to the mark. I hope they do a rally and really push to get those last 17% in. Oh yeah, I got some fun things to share. So for my concert performance, I'm going to be wearing these pink chains, right? Oh, bright pink. I love them. They're gorgeous. Look at these things. I'll be wearing chains. And then I got a pair of jeans. Pink jeans. Check that out. This is for Naham. So I'm very excited. It'll be cool to see how that turns out. And then I know that the concert is working aggressively on shirts and as well as I believe other things. Sorry, I'm clicking around, so I gotta make sure I get everything going on here. Okay, cool. Mercifully, no viewers on Twitch, no viewers on Kick, and of course my wife potentially on YouTube. So make sure that we get everything going here. Chat is open. Okay. All right. So, oh goodness gracious. Okay. So that's that. I really, I have 12 days and counting, and I need to get ahead of that. Hungry World Farms also did some really good updates on, but oh, that's right. I was on a mock jury yesterday. So for 4 hours, well, at least I was paid for 4 hours. I was on a mock jury. I can't talk about the details, but it was good. It was a good experience. It was really a very wide group of, like a slice of San Diegans. You have white males, black females, young, old. It was good. It was a really good mixture of races and genders and ages. But it was a good discourse too. Everybody had a good conversation. Everybody had made up good points. There was discussions, not really arguments, which was good. Yeah. So just a nice mix of people, and what I can share is I kept changing my background on my Zoom call. I don't think anybody noticed, but because everybody was serious, right? Everybody had either no background or had a basic background, and I decided I would, every time we take a break, I would change my background, and I wouldn't say anything. I would just have a different background. So the first background I did was from Ace Attorney, which is I think a Nintendo game about an attorney, and so my background was like a court background, and I left it on there, said nothing, did our next break. And then the next break, I did the Chrono Trigger court scene, which, if you've played Chrono Trigger, there's a very famous court scene, and I put that as the background, and nobody noticed, and that was fine. But that was really for me to enjoy, because, here's me seriously talking about the case, right? Talking about the implications and without giving any detail, just getting really serious about it. And then Ace Attorney background, where he's like, objection. It's stupid. And it was only for me to enjoy. I'm sure if anybody was there who really did understand it and got the joke, kudos to you. It was funny because it was a serious case, like very serious. It's funnier when you think about how serious the case was that we were discussing. Anyways, so that was my mock jury, and that went out well, and it was a good experience. Oh, so I met with Sam. I talked to this youth pastor minister, Visit Ministries. This guy had been running teen centers for 20 years. He was part of multiple youth churches and this, that, and the other. And lo and behold, I finally got on the phone with him, and I heard his story. And yeah, he started a nonprofit organization where he connects with churches, and he consults them on how they can create their own teen center, which is great. I'm sorry that I'm yawning. I'm dying here. My coffee isn't ready, which is with shit coffee, by the way. IHOP vanilla cupcake is terrible. I don't know if it's bad or if it's old, because I think we bought it at like one of these grocery outlets where it was like $3, where coffee's usually like 9 or 10 a bag. So it might have just been old as ass. But yeah, we're gonna burn through that bag so we don't have to eat it and drink it anymore. So that's why I'm yawning a lot. But anyways, yeah. So we're talking, and I'm asking him questions, and I'm asking him pretty specific questions, like, hey, have you guys had challenges about when a teen center is too far from a school? Like, what happens when this is really good. I'm just going on all cylinders. What happens when your teen center is too far? What do you do? And his answer was, well, you tell them to be careful and to be careful when they go to the street. If you built a good relationship, they'll find a way into your teen center. I said, okay, well, that doesn't help. I didn't say that, but I was like, okay. What do you do about penetrating closed off communities? And what I mean is, there are some homogenous communities, like the Indian community or the Vietnamese community, where they kind of stick to themselves, and they have their own little cultural identity, and they try to kind of just rely on each other. How do you break through in that and say, hey, I know you guys also have youth, and we'd love to have them take part in this teen center? And his answer was, go door to door and make good relationships. It's not a wrong answer. I think it's a pretty straightforward one, but I was hoping for something a little bit more strategic, rather than pound the ground and knock on doors and kiss babies. But then I asked him what programs did he implement into his systems, and what he told me was pretty important. He basically said, oh, we have ping pong. We have a ping pong table and video games and board games and all these kind of things. Oh, because first and foremost, a teen center is a place where teens go to not be on the streets. That's the heart of a teen center idea. The heart of a teen center idea, at its core, foundationally, which is the same thing said 3 times, is it is a place for teens to go when they can't go anywhere else, right? If they are latchkey kids, if they, which means they'll go home and they're just by themselves, or if they can't go home because their parents are working and they have to wait, or if they don't want to go home because life is rough there, or they don't want to get, bothered. I mean, there's a million reasons teens can't immediately go home, and a teen center is literally, I wouldn't say an adult daycare, but it's the idea that, like, there's some place for you with light and snacks and entertainment, and you can go there and hang out and wait, right? And I was so lofty in my goals, right? I was so lofty in what I was expecting a teen to participate in, because we did that. Like, our teen group did that. We knew that the end goal was something we could use when we were done with school. Like, that was what we were building towards. We were building towards the idea that there was going to be a teen center for us for the sole purpose of someplace to hang out. However, we got ahead of ourselves thinking, well, not let's think bigger, right? Let's think about entrepreneurship, and let's think about youth leadership, and let's think about civic duty. And what's funny is we said that because we were doing that, right? We weren't asked to do it. We weren't told to do that. It was what we had to do to get Teen Center up and running. So that's what I find fascinating is this core group, with the intent of creating a teen center for people to hang out at, earned much more valuable lessons, right? We learned much, we learned tools, we had utilities, and we learned lessons that were the essence of what we believe the teen center should have, which is leadership and teamwork and youth empowerment and civic plan, all that good stuff. And we did it without realizing that was what was our foundational growth, and then the teen center became. And then the people that took it over treated it like a teen center, right? What it was supposed to be, a place to hang out and chill. And the problem with that was there's no money in creating a place where kids just hang out. You have to have some stream of income. So a church will have a teen center because there is income, right? Churches make money. The Miramar base has a teen center, which makes sense. It's military, right? So your church organizations, your military organizations, but because this is a public teen center run by a nonprofit organization, cost of operations needs some kind of financial offsetting, and that's where the story spirals out and becomes motivated on income and not motivated on basically being a teen center, right? Being a place for kids to hang out. But the facility that we had, I believe, was much more grandeur than a place where kids could just hang out. But the core lesson I learned from that conversation with that youth pastor, minister, whatever, Visit Ministries, was you can't forget at the heart of a teen center there's a need to just hang out. You can't expect every single kid that comes in there and you put them into a leadership program or you put them into an entrepreneurship program or you make them go to the local government, right? That's not what it should be. It should be, at its core, a place where a teen goes to and hangs out and has friends and they chill and they do things. And I thought in my head, well, okay, that's cool, but in order to populate it, you can't just have that. You have to have clubs that want to practice there and groups that want to rehearse there, and which is the same thing. But like when I say practice, I mean like practice their routine versus rehearse a performance or whatever, right? So yeah, I think there should be there should be another part of the teen center that does say, hey, you got 2 hours to kill, you don't want to take a cooking class, let's go ahead and just have you hang out. Maybe you could observe. Maybe you can, play some video games, right? Like that's something that we shouldn't forget. We shouldn't get loftier than our original intent, right? Anyways, that was a good conversation, and yeah, I 100% agree that with what they were saying. Okay, let's go through the updates because I think my wife is expecting tax documentation. So, freezer. Yes, we still need the technician to verify. They did send 2 texts. However, still broken. So, First American says if they don't produce a report that this fridge needs to be replaced by 2:30, we'll just replace it. Simple. So I have till 2:30 for proper appliance repair to submit a report that says that, or that I'm hoping that they don't produce a report. This is the first time I'm expecting them to not do their work, which has typically been the norm. However, I left a message before that saying, "Hey, it still doesn't work. Please call me back." So I'm just gonna wait. Gonna wait till 2:30, because if they don't call back at 2:30 and let First American know, then that's it. We'll figure it out. So look into a new fridge, which is kind of cool. We're still waiting for a message from IHSS. So that's great. Yeah, I need to do cardio. I really need to cardio. I haven't figured out what I want to do yet, but I got to do it. Okay. Hungry World Farms had a good conversation with Sam yesterday. I did promise to work on stuff, and just yesterday got away from me. So hopefully I can get him an update. I really need to get him an update today. I absolutely need to work on that. Yeah, Epicenter. I do have, okay, so we can go ahead and complete. And I completed the contact spreadsheet, so that's great. And I have a meeting today at 11:30 a.m. at IHOP with Brandon. So I created a report, and I'm going to present that report. And hopefully, yeah, we move the needle. We continue to move the needle, right? Oopsie. Okay. Rando. Okay. So that's it for that. And then, yeah, my mule stickers, mule, I don't even know the company, Sticker Mule. My Sticker Mule pins should be in today. Oh wait, on the 9th. They should be in tomorrow, and then I'm gonna try to film a commercial to pitch those for the next 10 days for fundraising. I would love to get that taken care of. So, all right, we've made it to the end of the stream. I know I started a little late, but thank you for bearing with me. I will let you know. Today's another busy day. I'll let you know what's going on. Have a fantastic Tuesday. I hope you don't stub your toe. I hope everything goes smoothly. I hope the customers or clients or people that you have to engage with aren't too obnoxious. And I will see you on Wednesday. So, thanks for tuning into Melzworld Live. I'm Ramel Otis. And take care.